Welcome back to GSL Code S. We saw, I would not say the most exciting match ever, but it did exhibit, how strong Sulky really is. Noble S is clearly good, but I think he's going to have a very difficult time getting out of this group.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is a really hard group for him to get out of.
Look, if you can't climb a hill, how can you climb a mountain?
Wow, there you go. If you can't go up a hill, how can you, I don't know, take a ladder? Actually, I can't help you right now, Artosis. I'm sorry. So we got NesTea.
There he is. He's back, everybody.
Yeah, he's back, guys. Now, MVP's out, his teammate. It's not just NesTea, who looks bored with beating Code S right now.
No, he is 30 years old.
Yep.
12 times in GSL Code S.
This guy was a lot of people considered a failed StarCraft Professional 1 gamer. A lot of people were laughing when he started StarCraft 2, and then he proceeded to win the second GSL ever, and then kept winning and kept doing better and better. And now he's basically in like the Hall of Fame for not even best Zergs of all time. Yeah, for all time.
He's got an inspiring story, to be honest, guys. He was forced in a 2 vs 2 position.
StarCraft 1.
StarCraft 1. Yeah. And came back so strong in StarCraft 2 as the smartest Zerg of the early era, and still considered one of them. Now, TaeJa, on the other hand, a young player, still up and coming. He's done just fantastically in the last year.
There was a window of time for about 3 months where TaeJa was killing everybody.
Yes.
TaeJa was killing everybody. I'm not saying he's fallen off, but he's not quite as dominant.
He's having a hard time with his injury.
Yeah. You know, when I say that, I mean, take that with a grain of salt, guys. I mean, once you're at the point in time where you're just destroying everybody for a few months, and then you're not just killing everybody, you're still obviously very good. Mm-hmm. So this should be one of the best possible matches we could ask for here in the round of 32 GSL.
This is going to be fantastic. There's no question about it. What will NesTea's plan be? Because I think TaeJa's going to play his standard, normal style, because he's so powerful with it. He's so good.
Oh, yeah.
And, to beat a player that bases their play off of being smarter than everyone, best way you can do it is amazing mechanics.
Absolutely.
That's because that's just the way it is, guys. That's all.
Our map is going to be Cloud Kingdom. One of the tighter maps we have out here. Usually a lot of fighting in mid-game.
Yeah.
It's been usually over the 4th base. Mm-hmm. Lots of counterattacks can occur here. 5th base is usually very hard to hold. You just end up in obscure locations, expanding either really far away from yourself, or actually, no matter what, far away.
It's a map that TaeJa would be likely to choose.
Yeah, so remember, loser picks the next map, and it is best of 3. All right, looks like it's time to get this going. So we're going to have a sick match here between NesTea, old school legend, against TaeJa, new school legend, here at the GSL. In the upper right, we have our Zerg player, a legend. He is NesTea.
Some people call him the 13th Cylon.
In the bottom left, from the site teamliquid.net, he is Liquid TaeJa. The 13th Cylon.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You're pretty funny, Artosis.
NesTea, the first Korean in outer space.
Yes. Oh, wow. That's actually some good art.
Yeah.
That is also some good art.
Wow.
Is that a humiliated Zergling over there in the upper right?
In the upper right, it looks like.
And the left poster, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Zerglings could feel embarrassment.
Well, if you're NesTea's Zergling and you didn't scout exactly what your opponent was doing.
Yeah, you couldn't hold the watchtower. You're like,
tell me you would not go back groveling to NesTea.
Yeah.
And beg for him to turn you into a Bangling.
And he would actually just bite the Zergling's head off like it was a snake at a rock.
No, I think he would turn it into a Bangling and then just detonate it somewhere where it wasn't going to do anything.
Detonate into a destructible
rock.
He has
all the overlords go around it and watch it and then just blows it up. Bane's like, please tell my mother hatchery. And he's like, no. He blows it up.
Oh, hits the X button. Blows him up. So,
Your mother hatcher will never become a layer now.
It was actually made into a macro hatch. It wasn't even allowed to be minerals back. No!
All right. So,
okay.
How will this go? I want to see how many queens NesTea wants to go open up with.
You know, just recently this season, the mass queens have become really popular again.
Yeah, the creep spread is getting pretty important now. I also want to see if he's going to go mass layer setup. He's going to go for quicker hive because NesTea is a player that can do it all. In fact, during the up and down matches, he neglected to use infestors quite often. Like he was just like, infestors, nah, I don't need those, whatever. Spells, save those for the code.
That's for wizards.
That's for wizards.
I'm a superhero.
Yeah. Superman doesn't say Alakazam when he shoots you with his laser beam eyes.
Yeah.
Neither does NesTea.
And he doesn't go X-ray vision when he just stares at you while you're seeing
he doesn't do that.
He doesn't say that. He just uses the powers.
That's right.
Well, we got 2 refineries on the way here.
3 command as well.
Yeah, 3 commands totally fine. It's pretty standard now in this matchup.
TaeJa's really clearly going for a macro game, and that's the type of game where he can utilize his mechanics and hopefully overcome NesTea, because, again, if you base your play off of being smart, outthinking, out-strategizing your opponent, there are very few ways to outthink and out-strategize someone that plays a standard game and macros better than you.
Yeah, who is just playing completely conservative, orthodox play. Now, well, you know, it's going to be interesting. Remember, this is very important for the IM team.
Yes,
because MVP just got knocked out. NesTea is their other star player, their other starlet.
Yeah, and you know, they recently even posted something on the internet about checking out the LG sponsor pages, because I guess they're having trouble with that. So
yeah, check out and support them, please.
Yeah, it's important.
Is that on Facebook or?
They have Facebook and Twitter. I don't remember the exact address. But you can find it on Reddit or on Team Liquid. The team coach, Harai, actually wrote a little message to the community about that, about supporting that. And you know, that's important, because IM is the real StarCraft 2 brand new franchise team. You know, this is the big team from StarCraft 2 that is actually full of badasses. They have so many championships. They were one of the first teams to pop up as well. In fact, now that I think about it, the only team that was around in its current form before IM, I want to say, is Prime.
I think they were around the exact same time.
Yeah, I think Prime may have been on the ladder a little bit earlier than IM tags, though. I remember hitting Prime.
Oh, yeah, you might be right.
Early.
Maca Prime right on the beta.
Check
exactly.
Prime. Well, right now we have a Gray Scout by NesTea coming in here.
Yep.
He sees exactly what's going on. It's just some upgrades and some Hellions in production, getting that stim, and the 3 command centers. So NesTea knows everything. Now, of course, you already knew that, but he double-checked just to make sure.
NesTea has got a really nice positioning here at the mouth of his second base.
Yeah, you'll notice it's a little bit different than most people's positioning.
Right.
His evolution chambers are a little bit further away, and his hole is up at the top, so it's going to take you slightly longer to get to it. So kind of an interesting little change by NesTea.
He also made the entrance a little bit tighter by having a spine crawler and an evo chamber.
Yeah, that's
from left to right there.
You can't. There'll only be one point of weakness. It'll be the queen. Whereas normally with the walls that we've seen on Cloud recently, there's the spine and the queen as the 2 points of weakness. Well, some Hellions trying to come up right now. NesTea does have some Lings and Banes right here.
That was really good there. He took out those 2 creep tumors and did not lose a single Hellion.
Yeah, that was a very good job. NesTea, though, he's setting himself up pretty well so far.
He is.
You know, he's getting his macro hatch, his layer's almost done, he's got upgrades on the way, and he's taken no damage yet. But TaeJa, with a very fast third base, is going to have a pretty sick economy as well. So NesTea is going to have to get a move on as far as his strategy goes. Do you think he's going to go layer heavy with Mutas or Infestor?
I think Infestor.
Infestor?
I don't like layer heavy with Muta on this map.
I totally understand.
I prefer that on a map like Daybreak.
But it's NesTea, so he throws on the Spire.
All right.
And NesTea has actually said this before in interviews and stuff about how he just, even though he might come into this planning to go Infestor, he's so comfortable with Mutas that he just goes Mutas. And, you know, there is
what happens. You got a StarCraft 1 pro gamer who was playing for 10 years. He's like, no, why? I micro Mutas in my sleep, actually.
Yeah, it's very, very true. So he's got Baneling speed on the way as well.
Speaking of which, how many of you ever had a StarCraft game go on in your sleep?
A lot.
It happens to me a lot.
A lot. It used to be nightmares in StarCraft 1 where I just couldn't hit my supply depots. I just always be supply blocked.
I've had very few StarCraft nightmares, but usually I have it where, like, because it's a dream and it's hard to keep things concrete in a dream, where I'm like, I'm in a PvT and then halfway through I find out it's a Zerg and I have, like, the wrong unit mixture. You know, I'm like, oh god, and then...
Well, I actually have more than I used to have at this point. Wait, hold on. We'll talk about that in a minute, Tasis. We actually have a nice lift off there by TaeJa. NesTea on top of things. But, yeah, nowadays I actually have more StarCraft streams than I ever did because this has literally been 3 years of non-stop StarCraft 2 for me.
I have a lot of actually me commentating, and I never have ever once had a nightmare about commentating. I've never been commentating and I'm suddenly in my underwear. Well, or if I am in my underwear, I'm like, that's great. I'm actually totally comfortable being in my underwear. But
yeah. Tasis has frog butt.
I got a frog butt, dude.
Yeah. But
I like it. Nothing wrong with it, man.
You can have a frog butt.
It's good. Most frogs have artosis butts, so.
That's fun.
No, but I have tons of dreams where I'm actually casting. And it's like a normal, I'm just casting, looking at the map, I'm like, all right, he's doing this, and
that's cool.
What's going on
Cast
here?
Even in your sleep.
Yeah.
That's passion.
That is.
Hold on, NesTea has his mutas actually continuing to go out here. He's making quite a few mutas. By the way, look at his creep spread up around the back of his third base as well. I really, really, really like that. It's going to give him a lot more vision, a lot more safety, and control of his fourth base area. Now we do have the Lynx coming around. He wants to surround that and hit with the mutas. Oh, very nice.
Very nicely done. Oh, and he's going to get that medevac too. That was a really good hit there by NesTea. That was really well done. Basically, no losses there for NesTea. They weren't like Lings that were going to die anyways during the attack.
NesTea is basically being a policeman right now. He's patrolling outside the front of TaeJa's base, and TaeJa has a curfew that apparently he didn't know about.
Yeah.
Well, he just got fined 1 medevac and 8 Marines.
Wow. Well said, Artosis.
Takes a lot of money to run NesTea's government.
NesTea's police state.
All right, well, NesTea looks like he's gearing up for a counterattack on the third, but the medevac will see that. So will TaeJa actually pull back? I don't know. And in fact, NesTea, having him see that, does pull these Lings up. And TaeJa looks like he wants to push towards his fourth, but I don't know. Is he actually going to have enough? There's so many Banelings being morphed. I feel like NesTea can crush this army, especially since he's getting ready for a flank.
All right. Now, is he going to counter, actually?
Oh, he might. No, I think he's going for the flank.
I think he's on the fence. All right, he's going to do a flank.
This is kind of a little bit messy. A lot of his Lings went up to the high ground. A mistake there by NesTea. And, in fact, his Banelings hitting the siege tanks quite a bit here, but has more than enough left over. More Marines coming up, though. Very nice move by TaeJa. And the Banelings connect a little bit, but NesTea actually not executing that quite right.
No,
the units were supposed to come
everything's
all
supposed
from
to
the
get
bottom.
at the same time. It's supposed to be a surround. Instead it was one side attacked and then the next side attacked.
Yeah, and half of his units were on the high ground, half on the low from the back set. So that was the big mistake there. Well, TaeJa doing a nice drop into this natural right now, picking off what he can. The Muta's coming back, but where are the Lings out?
I was going to say, he needs some Lings there.
Yeah. There we go. Well, he does get the Queen, so TaeJa's doing a very nice job, but NesTea keeping his supply up. TaeJa pushing back forward. NesTea, can he hold on here? He has 90 drones, by the way. Very healthy economy. drones, 1 for each GSL NesTea is planning to win.
Well, the fourth here is an unorthodox fourth base being acquired here by TaeJa. That's center left is not the most common place to go. It's normally bottom center.
It's funny. This season we've seen in TVZ a lot of fourth bases being there so that they can base their attacks off of that area.
Yeah,
and
it makes sense.
It'll be cool to see if that trend continues on this map.
Now we're gonna have a counterattack up here at the bottom, but I think that would guarantee the fourth here for NesTea to be wiped out.
Yeah, but he will get rid of this third. He'll actually, does he have enough muse to kill it? Maybe not quite kill it, but we will see. Here he goes. There's a lot of Marines actually coming in, and Blue Flame Aliens as well. He's got to get through there, losing a lot of units, and he does run forward. The Siege Tank killing off quite a few Banes, but nice connections. And an okay counterattack, but as you said, TaeJa, looks like he's going to lose his fourth.
All right, he's moving up here. I think this might actually cost NesTea the game here. I think that might have actually just lost him it.
It may have.
He might hold this off, but still, I mean, TaeJa's fourth base.
Can he save that base?
No, I don't think so.
Well, he's going to try in a second here, I think. He has his Banes.
I think that the siege tanks are going to hit before the attack can even occur. Yeah, it goes down.
He's waiting for these ultras. So, you know, when he gets the ultras out, that's going to be the point where NesTea has to make something happen. He's got 3-3 on the way still. Chitinous plating as well. Ultras popping out. A lot of ultras popping out. Oh, my God. He's going to have 9.
Well, you know what he could do? He could actually attack, wipe out that army, and hit the fourth.
Yeah.
I think
that's what he's going to go for.
What are the upgrades for Zerg and Terran?
It's going to be 3-3 for both, just momentarily. A little bit quicker for TaeJa.
Okay.
But TaeJa right now pulling back because he killed that fourth, and that's the right move. He wants to pull back, regroup.
He should actually wall off his fourth. Honestly, he should actually use his minerals and start making some
a bunch of barracks around or something.
Yeah,
wouldn't be a bad choice.
Yeah,
you know, that planetary is something that NesTea probably will focus on. But NesTea could actually go up to third at this point as well. Because if you knock out that third completely, he can't take it in because he has to keep guarding the fourth because it has more minerals at it.
That's
and a planetary. True. So, kind of an interesting situation that we find ourselves in now. We do have 9 ultras, 25 Banes, 77 links for NesTea.
How many Marauders are out here for the Terran?
There's 6 Marauders.
Okay, so that's not enough. There's more.
Not enough Marauders, yeah.
And here we go.
Whoa, all his ultras are up at the top.
You totally messed that up. Half the army got split up on the high ground.
Yeah, once again, the high versus low ground is messing up NesTea.
Oh, we got a drop over here to make things even worse.
Yep. 5 more ultras in production, by the way. NesTea sending just a single ultra to deal with that. Now, next time NesTea actually attacks into these areas, he has to be so careful. If he gets his army split up one more time, I think TaeJa will just be able to take it. Now, NesTea 6 more ultras. No, he can't lose that base. Well,
yeah, that
looks like he might. Okay, he's going to trade.
All right, so he's going to go with 3 base versus 3 base. And when the Terrans had mules, it means the Terran will probably mine out a little bit quicker. Now, there's no way on Earth to save this base.
Wow, TaeJa just targeted down Banelings with Planetary. Beautiful move right there.
That is so
good. And the Ultra's on a bad rally.
No!
That's really bad. That's like 4 free Ultras. So it looks like we're going to hit a base trade scenario. If NesTea hadn't lost those Ultras, he'd be in a better spot. But as is, TaeJa's doing a great job of this defense, putting up that wall, using his siege tanks, using units on the high ground. The Ultras are running.
I think here's the problem is that the Terran structures can fly.
That's true.
You know,
did NesTea upgrade jump?
I don't know. No, seriously though, I think the Terran army's stronger and the Terran structures can fly. So this is basically checkmate here for NesTea should lose.
This is rough, man. NesTea played pretty well, but he actually miscontrolled his units several times.
Well, he had 2 attacks where he could have done a lot more damage than he did, and it's a lot of that's about that execution. I mean, you got a big army, but if it comes down there and stuff's bumping into each other and units are tripping over each other, it's not going to be good. And wow, those earlings died so fast.
Yeah, they did. And some of these tanks will go down, but this is not enough, and NesTea does know this. Should be
I love the Ultra's death scene. Ultra's dies. Yeah, it's so epic. Wow,
I feel bad when Ultra's die. Yeah, that is pretty epic,
It's pretty sick.
Wow. Looks painful.
It is definitely painful. Okay, I'm looking at this game and trying to see if there's anything NesTea can do, and I really don't see it. I mean, 50 supply here.
No,
essentially stagnant income.
Yeah.
But he did kill those siege tanks, so.
You know, he has gotten TaeJa's supply very far down, but the production of TaeJa way too high. In fact, the standing army of TaeJa is enough to kill NesTea like 3 times over.
And at this point in time, the guy's almost lost his spawning pool.
Yeah. I almost thought he was going to wait to flank with broodlings. And when you're waiting to flank with broodlings, ouch. Your army's not all that
He's got
strong.
this one base to the left of the screenshot, top center. That, not that one, but the other one that has mining there, but I don't believe I think it's fairly sparse. He's got 24 drones, which is a good amount for that expansion.
There's only 27 SCVs, but
there's mules.
Like, the Marauders could win the rest of this game.
Yeah.
They're just, NesTea doesn't have anything. His supply is unbearably low. 3 Ultras and 11 Lings, it's not actually the sickest army.
I guess you're right.
Yeah. If NesTea had a saddle for these Ultras and could ride one of them, then maybe he could take this out. But
they're not very domesticatable. GG.
Well, for NesTea, they are.
Yeah. Well, he's the Ultimus Bird. All right, well, NesTea clearly not happy with that last game.
No,
he was playing very well, but then when it came to a few attacks, it was just not executed right.
It's completely
and TaeJa's obviously going to take full advantage of that.
You know, as funny as it is, that one part where he was swinging around with the Lings and Mutas to flank, that if he had all his units on the low ground, he moved up with them, and half of them went on the high ground, half of them on the low ground, and then his entire half of the army attacked, from his 4th base. Now, if the 4th base army had attacked and everything else had been on the low ground, he would have actually crushed that TaeJa army. Instead, he barely beat it, and TaeJa microed some back, sent in more units, and NesTea had to run away. Now, a crushing victory there actually changes the rest of the game.
It does.
So that was the biggest mistake there by NesTea. Of course, he had a bad rally point. He did one more attack where the Ultras all stay on the high ground when he wanted to engage the army. So he has to really worry about the actual execution in battle. That's what we saw as his weakness here.
Yeah. Now, we saw the coach for IM go in there and talk to NesTea. I'm sure it was probably not much more than, don't worry about it, you got this, just control better next time. TaeJa's right in the high right now. Our map is going to be Icarus. If NesTea wins this, we go to game number 3. If TaeJa wins this, NesTea will go down and face off against Noble S.
Don't worry, NesTea's got this.
He's got this, guys. All right, get ready for NesTea up against TaeJa as they fight going to the round of 16 in GSL Code S.